Hello dear students, welcome to your own class Chemistry with Minds. Namaskar. Today we will study solubility of solids into the solvents and factors affecting the solubility of the solids, and after that we will study Henry's law. So let's start. In solution only we will discuss all these things. Solubility. What is the solubility? By the term itself it is very clear. Solubility, ability to soluble. It means how much a solid can be dissolved in a liquid or solvent. That is called solubility. Now, solubility of a solid in a liquid depends on two factors. One is lattice energy, another is hydration energy. So, first factor is lattice energy. Another factor is hydration energy. Now, what is the lattice energy and what is the hydration energy, that we will discuss one by one. So, first we will discuss lattice energy. What is the lattice energy? See, in the ionic crystals, ions are having the lattice. So, if the solid is getting dissolved into the liquids, then it is need to break the lattice. Then only it can be dissolved in the liquid or solvent. So, in order to break the lattice, we need energy. And how much energy is needed to dissociate 1 mole of ionic crystal into its ion? That is called lattice energy. So, it is the amount of energy required to dissociate one mole, because we have to define how much is the quantity, then only we can define the lattice energy. If we will take that much of ionic crystal, that much of means there is no definite quantity, then how we will define the lattice energy? So, it is necessary to define the how much ionic crystals we are taking. Generally, when we are defining the energy, we are taking the 1 mole, correct? So, dissociate 1 mole of ionic crystals into ions, that is called lattice energy. Now, come to the hydration energy. What is the hydration? Now, the ions which got dissociated from the ionic crystal, when that will go under hydration, then how much energy is released by the hydration? Then it is called hydration energy. When the ions will interact with water, hydration means we are reacting with the water molecules. So, when ions will interact with the water molecules, it will make the bond, and whenever there is a bond formation, the energy will be released. And how much energy is released when 1 moles of the ions undergoing hydration? That is called hydration energy. So, number 2, hydration energy. It is the energy released when 1 mole of ion undergo hydration. Now, as I told you, when lattice will be break, then only ions can be hydrated. But to break the lattice, from where energy will come? That energy means lattice energy will come from the hydration energy. So, if hydration energy is bigger than the lattice energy, means more than the lattice energy, it means hydration energy will be more than enough to break the lattice. In that case, solid will be dissolved in a liquid. But suppose if hydration energy is lesser than the lattice energy, since lattice energy is coming from hydration energy only, but hydration energy is lesser than lattice energy, it means hydration energy is not sufficient to break the lattice. Since it is not enough, therefore the solid will not get dissolved in the liquid. So there is the two case. First case is if hydration energy is bigger than lattice energy. Since lattice energy is coming from hydration energy only, and that hydration energy is bigger than the lattice energy, it means that energy is more than enough to break the lattice. And when it will break the lattice, solid will get dissolved. It means, i.e., solid dissolves in liquid. Now another case. The second case is if hydration energy is lesser than lattice energy. I am again telling one more time, since lattice energy is coming from hydration energy, now the hydration energy is lesser than lattice energy. It means the energy is not sufficient to break the lattice. Since it is not sufficient to break the lattice, it means the solid will not get dissolved in the liquid, i.e., solid not dissolved in liquid. Understand? So that is the concept of the solubility. Now come to the factors affecting to the solubility. Factors affecting solubility. Solubility means dissolution. Now see, dissolution can be of two types, endothermic as well as exothermic. I will give you examples also, like NaCl, KCl, NaNO3, KNO3. Whenever these substances getting dissolved in the liquid, it absorbs the heat. When it absorbs the heat, it means it is endothermic. And when it is endothermic, it means there will be effect of the temperature. And when there will be effect of the temperature, that can be explained by the Le Chatelier principle. Correct? So endothermic dissolution. There will be two cases, when dissolution is endothermic and when dissolution is exothermic. When dissolution is endothermic, then what will be the effect of the temperature? And when dissolution is exothermic, then what will be the effect of the temperature? So first we will consider for endothermic dissolution, like NaCl, KCl, NaNO3, KNO3, many substances are there, many salts are there. Whenever these substances getting dissolved in the liquid, it absorbs the heat. When it absorbs the heat, it means they are endothermic when they are getting dissolved in the liquid. So dissolves with absorption of heat. I.e. endothermic dissolution. Now endothermic dissolution, then what will be the effect of the temperature? When temperature we are increasing, solubility or dissolution will increase or decrease. Let's see. See, when increasing the temperature, what is the meaning of this? When increasing the temperature, it means we are providing the heat. And when we are providing the heat, then according to the Le Chatelier principle, when a equilibrium is disturbed, then equilibrium shift in that direction in which it can undo the effect. Now we are increasing the temperature, correct? Increasing the temperature means we are providing the heat. Since we are increasing the heat, providing the heat means we are increasing the heat. So equilibrium will go in that direction in which it will decrease the heat. How to decrease the heat? In the equilibrium, there will be absorption of heat, then only the heat will decrease, correct or not? So when heat will decrease, then only it can undo the effect, correct? Correct? So now we are increasing the heat, correct? Because increasing the temperature, we are providing the heat. So increasing the heat. So how to undo the effect? To undo the effect, we have to decrease the heat. And for decreasing the heat, system has to absorb the heat. And when system will absorb the heat, it means that will be endothermic reaction. But NaCl, KCl, NaNO3, KNO3, they are already endothermic. It means when we will increase the heat or increase the temperature, the solubility will increase, correct? When temperature increases, solubility increases. Correct. Now come to the second case, exothermic dissolution. What is the meaning of exothermic dissolution? Exothermic dissolution means when solid dissolves in a liquid or solvent, it releases the heat or it evolves the heat. That is called exothermic dissolution. Like Li2CO3, Na2CO3, these are the substances. When it gets dissolved in the liquid, it releases the heat. Since it releases the heat, it means that is exothermic dissolution. Now we will see the effect of the temperature. When we will increase the temperature, means we will provide the heat, it means heat is increasing. Correct? So as per the Le-Chatelier principle, system or equilibrium will go in that direction in which it can decrease the heat. So for decreasing the heat, the system has to absorb the heat. Absorb the heat means endothermic. It has to be endothermic. But this is exothermic dissolution. Correct? Since it is exothermic dissolution and for decreasing the heat, the system has to be endothermic. It means the dissolution or solubility of the solid into the solvent or liquid will decrease. So temperature increases, solubility decreases. Correct or not? Correct. Now come to the next topic, Henry's law. I am teaching all the topics under solution. Henry's law. Henry was the scientist and he has given the law for dissolution of the gas. He told the mass of the gas dissolved in a given volume of a liquid at a particular temperature is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas above to the liquid. That is called Henry's law. Mass of the gas dissolved in a given volume of a liquid at a particular temperature is directly proportional to the pressure. Which pressure? Pressure of the gas. Pressure of the gas above to the liquid. It means the mass of the gas is directly proportional to the P. This P is pressure of the gas and this is mass of the gas. When we will remove this proportionality sign, it will be small k will come here, and that small k is called as Henry constant. Correct. Now we will see the effect of temperature and pressure. Now you see, the mass of the gas is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas applied onto the liquid. It means as we will increase the pressure, more gas will get dissolved in the liquid. Correct. Now come to the effect of temperature. What is the effect of temperature? Now you see, when gas is dissolving into the liquid, it means liquid is entrapping the gas molecules. This is like a absorption process. Correct. Adsorption plus absorption process. Correct. Now when we are increasing the temperature, then adsorption will become desorption and absorption also will become desorption. Sorption means that can be adsorption also and absorption also. There is two types of sorption. So both will be desorption. Correct. The opposite of the sorption is desorption, because the bond between, that is the van der Waals force. The van der Waals force between the liquid molecule and the gas molecule will decrease, and when that will decrease, it means the gas which is entrapped into the liquid, inside the liquid or onto the liquid, that will go away. It means the dissolution of the gas will decrease. So therefore, when we are increasing the temperature, the solubility of the gas or dissolution of the gas in that liquid, in a particular liquid, will decrease. So temperature increases, dissolution of the gas decreases, and other side, pressure increases, dissolution of the gas, dissolution means solubility of the gas increases. So if you have any doubt, please ask your doubt in the message box. I will try to solve, or I will try to give you reply as soon as possible. Thank you very much. If you could not understand, there is one more option for dislike also. You can dislike. I will try to improve my video. And if you liked my video, then please subscribe my video so that you can get further notification of my next video. Thank you very much.